Tampa Bay politics, and I'm so happy to be here with my guest host today.
Hey, hey,
I'm Angela Birdsong, affectionately known as the Medicare Lady, and I have with me my co-host
Daryl Johnson,
and my boss.
DJ CEO,
As you may not know, but for how many years have you had a newspaper in Tampa?
24 years.
24 years. What do you call it?
In Touch News.
In Touch News, and that gave birth to a studio or a website radio station.
Yes, it did. It's In Touch Radio. We've got that's media platform consists of intouchnews.com, In Touch Radio, and then a print edition of In Touch News.
So you probably, if you're in the barbershop or the hair salon or the library, you're probably going to see that paper, right?
You can pick it up most anywhere. Beauty, barber salons. Libraries has always been a very strong distribution point for us, but because of the pandemic, we have not had access to our
To
libraries.
libraries.
Yes.
Okay,
Well, at
okay.
least in Hillsborough County. In some surrounding counties like Pasco and Pinellas, we do have the capability of putting the ability of putting it into those locations. So we haven't lost them. We have gotten back to where we were. We're probably about 3/5 the way of having we have over 600 distribution points. So we're almost back to where we were. But of course, the pandemic is raging a
Affecting
little bit
everybody.
out of control. So it could be
But I know it's in my beauty salon,
Well,
and
good.
people are reading it.
Well, very good. That we want them to read it. And we also, let me just mention that we
Okay.
also have an email that goes out. So we have a digital footprint of the newspaper as well. So
Wonderful.
we're spanning
Okay, so you can get the paper online
you can get it online.
at intouchnews.com.
.com.
Okay.
Yes. And it's the letter N, TOUCH,
The letter
news.com.
N. Okay.
Yeah.
And we are sitting at THAP, which is the Tampa Hillsborough Action Plan,
Yes.
at 5508 North 50th Street. And do come by because there are black entrepreneurs who need your business here.
Definitely, we need people to continue to come in and look for. You can get from anything from insurance to photography to video services to a hairstyle if you're a woman and to a haircut if you're a man. But there are also some nonprofits that are part of the THAP organization. Of course, THAP is a nonprofit. But there are a lot of services.
Oh, the weatherization office is here.
Absolutely.
Right. So if you know a senior or you're a person who needs assistance with your home,
Yes.
they will fix. I know they make your home more efficient. No charge. They have state grants,
They do.
and they can help you with roofing, I think, and air conditioning too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
they can.
don't be in your house. If you need things, let the weatherization office know here. 5508 North 50th Street.
Yes.
Now, today, we're going to do an election wrap-up.
Mm.
And Mr. Darrell, who is not only a great entrepreneur in our community, also a political activist of sorts,
Well, I wouldn't say that, but
an activist caring about what's going on
I
in his
care about what's
community,
going on.
belonging to Hope.
Hope.
Now,
Hope.
what does Hope do?
Well, Hope uses the acronym is. Gosh, you would put me on the spot, but Hope is the culmination of 23 churches come together, and they have representatives from their congregation, and that representative body comes together, and then they put together a legislative agenda together that they present to the incumbents as well as the candidates, so that they know what it is the church body is looking to them for, and it's
And
been
I really want to commend that organization and the work they do,
Yes.
because they've helped with affordable housing,
they have
social justice issues in our community. So they've really,
they push the envelope.
yes,
Yes.
they have some footprint on what's going on. So we're very, very happy
Yeah, and
about the work that you all do.
a shout out to my church, Bible-based Fellowship Church, which is on Ehrlich Road
In Carrollwood.
in Carrollwood. They've always housed at least the last two, because of the number of during our convention, which is in
How many would
April.
you say that people show
Well,
up
I
at
think
that
the
meeting
last time we
yearly?
had about 1,500 to show up.
Yes.
So it's
Well
quite
supported.
well supported.
Yes.
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 All right. So today, what we're here to do is an election wrap up.
Election wrap.
Okay.
Oh my God.
You think there's some drama at the
national
at
level.
the national level?
Yeah.
There's some drama also at the local level too.
Yes,
And you
yes.
know what's important about local elections?
Tell me.
They affect your life
Okay.
daily.
Okay.
All right. These are people who are in charge of schools,
Yes.
roads.
Yes.
Yeah, they affect what's going on.
So just like your vote matters, local elections matter too.
That's right.
Okay.
So that's why it's important to vote down ballot.
Okay.
And if you don't know who you're elected, who's on your ballot, the League of Women Voters has something called vote411.org.
Vote411.org.
They will
Okay.
tell you who's on your ballot, give you a little information about them.
Okay.
But always ask.
Now, is the League of Women a nonpartisan organization?
Yes, they are. They are no partisan or nonpartisan. Yes, they do. Believe it or not, we are celebrating the 100th year of the 19th Amendment when women can vote.
Really? Can I get
And-
some applause for that?
And the League of Women Voters started out as suffragettes.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
their
We studied
whole
that.
yes,
Yeah.
their whole mission was just to be able to get women to
Women.
have the right to vote.
Okay.
Okay, and then after they accomplished that mission, they
Mhm.
started the League of Women Voters to help women know what to vote for.
Oh, very good.
All right, so
Very
they
good.
educate voters,
Okay.
and it doesn't matter whether you're Republican or Democrat. You can always go to them for information on your candidates and your amendments.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
So today, we're going to start out with some races. Now, the first one I want to start out with is your state representative in Congress, District 15.
Okay. Do you know what that covers?
I believe that would be like Riverview,
Okay.
up in that, we're talking about South County.
Okay.
And Ross Spano was holding that seat.
All right.
Ross Spano got kicked out.
Got like.
He lost his primary. He had
He
some.
lost his
Yeah,
primary.
he had some.
How long had he had that seat? Do you know?
I believe he was a first timer.
Oh wow.
Yes, and he had some campaign finance issues,
Oh, that's
which
disastrous.
weakened him.
Okay.
So the Republicans put up a competitor,
Okay.
a guy named Scott Franklin, who did win that race.
Okay.
And then he had to go up against Democrat Alan Cohn.
Alan Cohn. So Scott Franklin
Scott Franklin
competed
pulled
against
that
Alan
out.
Cohn, and then the winner of that was.
Scott Franklin won it.
Wow.
Yes, and he was a Republican in the race. He's a businessman. I believe he holds a small seat. I'm not sure what it is.
Do you know
but
about how much he won that race?
I believe it was close. You know what? If the official numbers for November the 3rd are not showing up on our Supervisor of Elections website, just so you know, I'm not that smart. I'm actually looking at our Hillsborough County Supervisor of Elections website.
Well, then that would make you smart. Because
Okay.
You're not guessing.
I'm not guessing.
Okay.
I'm not guessing. So all this information is actually provided to us by Craig Latimer, who was also reelected, and he's an awesome supervisor of election.
Yes, he is.
Person. He really is.
Yeah.
He's doing it. The website is so easy to use. You can actually find out who's running. You can register to vote.
Yes.
You can find out your precinct.
Yes.
It's a beautiful, beautiful
is.
thing.
And you can find out a lot about the candidates when they're running.
You can.
know, what their financial positions and all that. It's pretty good.
Just to say, no surprise, Chad Chronister is once again our sheriff of Hillsborough County.
Who is that?
Chad Chronister.
What is he?
He is our sheriff.
I'm joking.
He always raises about $600,000
With-
just to
with-
be
look,
sure.
Just putting his name out there is that's a $500,000 check. Just like
We had
that.
an independent African American running, Mr. McMullen,
We did. Yes, we did.
but we were pretty sure it would be Chad.
Yeah, yeah. He had a. They both had uphill battles against Chad Cronister. Chad Cronister is pretty strong.
He's
In
pretty
in the
strong.
Hillsborough County area. So we
Now
may
we,
have, and he's young too.
yeah, it's not that.
Yeah,
He, or at least he looks young.
he
He's been
looks young.
Chad been around a while,
Yeah,
but I would say he's got some years in the force. But he does look young.
yeah.
Just to recap on that race with Alan Cohn, who was a Democrat, he actually kicked out Adam Hazardly, who was in that race. Now, the reason that's important is because Adam Hazardly is a state rep.
Oh, so are you saying that Adam lost his state rep position?
Yes, Adam Hattersley, who was a Democrat, one of our state representatives, decided to leave the seat that he's in and run for another seat.
Wow.
And unfortunately, that didn't work out for him.
It did not.
It did not, because what happened was Alan Cohn beat him in the primary. And then, as I just said, Mr. Franklin beat out Alan Cohn.
That politics is a rough business.
It's a rough situation.
Yeah.
So we have a Republican in that seat again.
Okay.
And once again, that would be your South County, Riverview area.
Yeah.
And we got a lot of black folks up there. So
We do, and
We do.
I was surprised that the Democrat lost.
well, I'm not. I mean, still, that part of the county is kind of red.
Okay.
Yeah, once you leave Brandon, it gets pretty red. You
Mm.
know, and then you go all the way up to my mama, and yeah, it's still pretty red up there.
So
unfortunately.
they haven't regentrified us enough to push us all out to our mama yet.
You
huh?
know, that's a very, very good observation, because we have more and more building going on.
Got a lot of building, a lot of housing,
A lot of rooftops
a
going
lot of
in.
black folks that are in Riverview.
Yes, and we got more people coming in because we have people moving in from all over the country.
We do. Yes, yes, we do.
So we have people coming in from New York, Illinois, Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah. So that they're in the
And
future.
for them coming from the north,
Mhm.
that's truly affordable housing.
It truly is.
Yeah, they can get something brand new for probably a third less than, or maybe even a half less than what they are paying up in New
Oh
York.
yeah, Florida always looks good.
Yeah, yeah. It's a good retirement state. Still is.
Now we got a race that would be State Representative District 70, which Wingate Newton held that for a very long time. An
did.
African American,
Yes, yes.
and it has Pinellas County,
Okay.
and it's got some Hillsborough County. It's got that South County.
Who's got the South Hillsborough?
South Hillsborough County is included in there.
Okay.
I believe part of Brandon, Riverview, going that direction.
So, man, that was a good count. That was a good seat.
That was a seat that Wingate Newton held for many years, and he left it to run for Pinellas County Commission, and he was not successful.
Wow.
But just to talk about what happened to the seat he left, we had a primary with Keisha Bell,
Mhm.
Michelle Grimsley, Mark Oliver, and Michelle Rayner, who were all African American. Okay, Michelle Grimsley being his Wingate Newton's assistant,
Okay.
and Michelle Rayner being a pretty well-known attorney
Okay.
in Pinellas County, and she was able to pull that out.
Wow.
Yes, Michelle Rayner is our new state representative for District 70.
Well, congratulations.
Yes.
That's good.
Yep.
Good. Can you give me my I need some sound in my headphones just a little bit louder. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's better. Thank you.
So when it comes to clerk of the circuit court, that was a very interesting race in Hillsborough County. That's Pat Frank.
Pat Frank
has been there for many years.
Okay.
I believe she's in her 80s, and she decided to retire.
Hallelujah.
but she did a fine job.
Oh no, yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
just a little bit older, but you know what? She was still up to the job. So
Well, I'm hoping that the other 80-year-olds that are out here in politics, make that same decision. Really get the heck out of the way.
well, the thing is, we do want the best person.
We do.
It's kind of like when you're having heart surgery, you want the one with the most experience,
Yeah.
not the young guy.
Well, but if you're 80 years old and you are a heart surgeon, then I might want the young guy that has a more stable hand.
No, you're gonna want the guy with the most
Well,
experience.
now he can
Wait,
be in the room.
if it's your heart. If it's your heart.
He can be in the room. Oh shucks, but and I say that because I look at both Mitch McConnell and Nancy Pelosi. They are still really holding on to that power. And granted, they've done a really good job on both sides.
I think that Nancy Pelosi is probably the most amazing 80-year-old I know.
I know
because
I know.
she looks good.
Yeah, she does.
She's fit.
Yeah, she
I
is.
mean, I'm amazed. I mean, sometimes they
She's
say
82, isn't she?
no, she's 80 years old.
She's
she just
80.
had a birthday. She was in
Okay.
her late 70s. Now she just turned 80.
Okay.
And I'm like, whoa, I think she looks better.
So let me ask you this: who is she grooming for her seat? Do you know? Do you have any
Well,
idea?
the funny thing about Nancy Pelosi is if Hillary had won, she was going to step down.
Wow.
Okay? But because Hillary did not win, she's like, oh, no, Trump is in there now. I cannot leave. We got basically 4 along fire.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
So now that Biden is in, she did say that she is going to
Step down.
no, she's not going to step down. I think she's going to run maybe like one more time because to help this transition
Okay.
with Biden.
Okay.
Because, we got a lot going on with Trump right now. He's basically tearing the house down.
Yeah, he is. He is.
So I think that Nancy Pelosi would really like to retire, but
so
it just seems like
When
stuff
you say
keeps happening.
one more time, are we talking? Is that a 4-year commitment or is it a 2-year commitment?
I think it may be 2.
Okay.
I think it may be 2. But it seems like every time she wants to step down, some crazy
Something
stuff breaks out.
And so that's why I ask, who is she preparing to take her place?
Now, believe it or not, there was a guy, I forgot his name. He was out of Queens, New York, that was going to step in. He got beat by AOC. All right? She took down a big incumbent.
Yes.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez took out the guy who she was grooming. So that's a very good question because now, who is it going to be?
Who is it going to be? Well, so, and if that's the case, and court, listen.
Now, AOC is not stepping up to that yet because she's still new.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah. So it's got to be somebody else who's been there a while, and I don't know who it is.
Yeah. Well, they just, I just like to see some new blood at this point. After the transition, it'd be good to see. And Nancy, I love you more than you know, but I'd like to.
So I think when things settle down a little bit, I think she'll be able to
turn
leave.
it over.
To leave, yeah. But
let's turn it over.
It's been some crazy stuff going on at the presidential level, and she's third in line.
She is.
So she's got a very
That'd
very
be good
important.
to see.
And she had to go head to head with Trump on many occasions.
For a minute, I thought we might have seen, with that COVID thing going on. I was like, oh, hey, you never know. Nancy Pelosi could end up being the
That's
president.
right, because Trump has had COVID.
Oh yeah.
I believe that, and the vice president has just skated by because he's been around a lot of COVID people.
Mm-hmm.
So then
Well,
she would have
he
been
tested positive.
He did?
He did, and he stayed out on the campaign trail.
No. Oh, did he test positive, or he just around somebody?
No, I thought he tested positive. Now,
because they said that since he was around people, he should.
And then he stayed out there. Now you got me.
I think so far I don't think he's got positive.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's see.
But there are a whole lot of people in the White House who have, so they should all be in quarantine.
Yeah, that's what he should have done. That was it. He should have quarantined.
Because he's been around a lot of people with COVID. Yes,
That
yes.
was it.
All right, getting back to Hillsborough County, because, we could talk all day about what's happening nationally, but
I know.
we had like I said, we had a very interesting clerk of the circuit court race. to replace Pat Frank, and we had Kevin Beckner who went up against Cindy Stewart.
Kevin Beckner was a pretty good household name around here. What was
Well,
he
he
prior
was
to that?
a county commissioner for 8 years.
County
He did do
commissioner.
2 terms.
Wow.
And Cindy Stewart came right from Hillsborough County School Board.
Okay.
All right, so we had 2 well-known people.
Okay.
And unfortunately, there was a little dust up because Kevin Beckner had said some negative things about Pat Frank, about her age.
Oh, kind of like me, huh?
And some Democrats didn't like
Didn't like it. Yeah. And look, listen, I am Pat Frank. As long as I have known, I've been here. She's been
in county government
in
of
county
some
government
kind.
of some kind. So
yes.
her name is synonymous to government.
Yes.
She's done well. But like I said, I'm glad to see her go, so that somebody else can come in.
So her hand-picked successor
Is
Cindy Stewart.
Cindy Stewart.
That's who she wanted. And that's who was chosen. That's who won the seat. So Cindy Stewart is now our new clerk of circuit courts.
And so for me, that says, okay, Pat Frank did a phenomenal job.
Yes.
Because she was able to bring somebody along and see her all the way through. And that's so I would imagine a Nancy Pelosi, it kind of feels bad about that because now she's got that little fight going with Ocasio-Cortez that she would not have had her successor been able to hold on.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. But Nancy Pelosi is very smart. I wouldn't say that she fights with anyone in her caucus. She always
point.
knows how to
She
massage
does.
people,
She does.
get her way.
She is
and
good.
she is the most awesome vote getter there is.
Without a doubt. And so these young people that have been watching her, and I've got to say that the Cortezes, what do you call the three?
The squad.
The squad. I think after Nancy, when they first got in the Congress, when they challenged her, and then they saw the power of her,
Yes.
and had 4 years to watch her,
Yes.
I think they were really schooled. And actually, the country was schooled during that time.
Yes.
Because of their that interaction.
Well, especially with Trump.
Especially with Trump. Yeah,
Yes.
it gave everybody an opportunity.
'Cause
It gave
she-
us a lesson in
You may
in
not
civics.
like her, but you're going to respect
You're
her.
gonna respect her.
And she's going to
Yeah.
make sure you know
Yeah,
that she is going to be respected.
absolutely.
Yes, so
Yeah,
we're very fortunate to have her.
We are.
And she can't stay forever, but she's going to stay, I think, until the country is on a good
Solid
path,
footing.
solid footing.
That
That's
sounds good. Yeah, I
Yes,
like that.
Yes.
I like that.
Now, talking about the tax collector, that was an interesting race because during the primary, we had a lady from the school board, April Griffith,
Okay.
and we had Nancy Milan step up on the Democratic side.
Yes.
And
yes.
Nancy Milan has never run for office before, but she has I think 25, 30 years of
30
working for
years.
Doug Belden.
Yeah, she's been in that.
Okay, she came
she
up
worked
through the
there,
ranks
through the
over
ranks.
there.
Yeah.
So she beat out April Griffin in the primary.
Mm-hmm. Now, did you have Nancy Milan in here?
Yes, I did.
Yes, you did.
Yeah,
Yes,
she
you
was.
did.
We did very good with the people we interviewed
Yes.
because a lot of them
A
won
lot
their
of
seats.
them won their seats.
Can't say Tampa Bay politics had anything to do with that, but it didn't hurt.
Well, yes, you can say that.
Okay.
Yeah, Tampa
All
Bay
right.
politics had something to do with their winning.
But they're winning
Not
because I
not
gave them
all.
some exposure.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. So Nancy Milan went up against a Republican called T.K. Matthews, which I just know he's a Trumper. Don't know.
He had a lot of big signs out there.
Invested in a
He had a
lot of
lot of big
signs
signs out
around
there.
Hillsborough County. Who in the
Yeah.
world knows
Like,
who he is?
T.K.
Who is?
Matthews?
I think he's in the cigar business, but
Okay.
nobody really knows who that guy is. But Nancy Milan won that race.
Okay. Okay.
She won that race.
And she did. She
And
won
I'm
it
happy.
handedly.
I'm very happy.
Yeah.
Now, we had some interesting dynamics going on with the county commission.
Mm.
Okay.
Talk to me.
We had 3 very interesting races over there.
Okay.
The first one being District 1, and that is the one that Sandy Merman sits in.
Oh.
Okay, that's the South County. That's the South Tampa seat.
Okay.
And it's funny because it kind of goes out into where is it? I don't want to say Mama, but there's a part of the South County when you're talking about like Riverview up that way. Apollo Beach is in that district.
Okay.
It's kind of strange the way they cut it out. I think it's got part of West Tampa in it too, and all of South Tampa. And Merman termed out of that seat.
Wow.
Okay, so she
Okay.
could not run again in that seat. Harry Cohen ran against a lady named Jen McDonald
For that seat.
for that seat on the Democratic side, and Harry Cohen was successful,
Very good. Very good.
and he was able to win the seat.
Okay.
All right, so now we have Harry Cohen in seat 1. That's a Democrat.
Now, was Harry Cohen? Is he an attorney?
He is an attorney.
Is he a judge?
No, he was working for for Pat Frank.
Okay, he was working for Pat Frank.
Okay, and before that, he was on city council.
That's what it is. That's why. All right.
Yes, so very, very experienced, and he ran for mayor.
Oh yeah.
Yes, very, very experienced, and he came to Tampa Bay politics,
Everybody's been here.
and
Very
so did
good.
Jay McDonald too.
Okay.
All right, so we're very happy to see Harry Cohen because he's experienced, and he's a Democrat. That don't hurt.
And tell me where that seat. Where does it cover?
Okay, so once again, that is the one that covers South Tampa,
Okay.
West Tampa,
West Tampa.
and then it goes out to like Apollo Beach
Okay.
as part of that area too.
All right.
Kind of
Well,
odd.
congratulations, Harry Cohen.
Yes, he's in, like Flynn. Now, do we want to talk about District 3, County Commission? That was a very contentious race during the primary.
District 3 covers what area?
That is the hood. That's the center of Tampa.
Oh, okay, that's the black community.
Proudly, I say that.
Okay.
That's where we're sitting right now. 33610.
Oh, so this is the area.
This is the area.
All
It's
right.
the center of Tampa.
Yes, it is.
And I believe it has part of downtown, too.
Oh, okay.
Yes, yes. But we have a lot of African Americans represented in that race.
All right.
And we may not get through the whole thing, but right now because we only have 2 minutes to break time.
Okay.
But just to let you know, during the primary, it was loaded.
Ooh,
Okay, it had Sky White,
Like 5
Thomas
people, huh?
Thomas Scott,
Thomas Scott.
former county commissioner,
Okay.
Frank Reddick,
Frank.
former city councilman,
Yeah.
Gwen Myers, 25
Myers.
years in Hillsborough County.
Yeah.
Okay, she worked there. And then we had Rick Fernandez, an attorney.
Okay.
Now,
Man.
what was scary about this is there were so many people in the race that
Yeah.
it dilutes the votes.
It sure does.
Okay, so
Sure
they were
does.
so scared that the white guy Fernandez might come in and steal the seat.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and the Democratic Party talked to some people, asked them, "Could you remove
would you
yourself
get your-
from the race?" And they said, "We ain't moving.
Move. Get out the way.
Get out the
way.
race."
Yeah.
Nobody
but
was
nobody
hearing it.
did. Let me just speak frankly.
All right, please do.
I- it bugs me and bothers me when you get a race like this and then somebody comes in that one was not going to be in the race and then at the last minute or close to the last minute jumps in and helps to dilute the race. As a race, and when I say that, I mean as a race of people, African Americans, we've got to be a little smarter than that and not be used by the powers that be to
Well, you see, the problem is that you're dealing with personalities and egos. And that's where you get into trouble because you try to talk to people and they're like, "But I want to win."
Yeah.
So what do you do with people who want to win? We'll talk about it when we come back.
In Touch Radio, the most loved station across the nation. In Touch Radio. Tell a friend. In Touch Radio.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do.
Know someone being bullied online? You can be a witness and make a difference by letting the world know it isn't cool and by letting your friend know you care. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
The Storks are bringing me a baby brother. We can do this together.
All right, let's go.
Storks know how to keep kids safe. Do you?
What?
Oh my gosh, you don't know.
I know.
You don't. Oh man, you laugh when you're uncomfortable.
No.
Making sure your child is in the right car seat is one of the steps to safer travel.
I will rock this.
You will rock this.
To know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat. Cool. Very cool. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
It's important to plan ahead for emergencies, like the storm. When it kicked in, we had a plan. We were able to get in touch with each other in no time. The whole experience was fine. If there's one piece of advice I'd offer other moms out there, it's to stay calm and keep to the plan.
Some parents plan ahead, some don't. Make sure you know where to find your family in an emergency. Start your plan at ready.gov. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
We're back. Just in case you're just joining us, I'm so happy to have a co-host today, but I'm Angela Birdsong. You're listening to Tampa Bay Politics, and I have Mr. Daryl Johnson.
Yes.
And Daryl is the CEO of In Touch News, broadcasting,
Yes.
website, newspaper, all that in the Tampa Bay area for over 20 years. We're so happy to have him with us today.
Good to be here.
We are continuing with our Election Day wrap-up, and we were talking about Board of County Commission District 3 race.
Yeah.
That started out with a Democratic primary with Miss Sky U. White, Thomas Scott, Frank Reddick, Gwen Myers, and Mr. Rick Fernandez.
Okay. Now I'm gonna Sky U. White. She is new to the scene.
Sky White is a nurse.
Okay.
She ran one time for county commission, countywide. It was
Okay.
unsuccessful. She came back again to run for District 3 and was unsuccessful.
Okay.
Thomas Scott.
Don't quit, Sky.
Okay. She's new. She's relatively young.
Yes.
And I think she will run again.
Very good.
Thomas Scott, of course, was a former county commissioner.
Mhm.
I believe he did do 2 terms, so
He
he
did.
spent 8 years there
Mm-hmm.
and termed out. Frank Reddick was a city councilman.
Mm-hmm.
And Gwen Myers worked 25 years for Hillsborough County
Mm-hmm.
in the community. And then we had attorney Rick Fernandez jump in there. He lives in the area.
Now tell me about whose seat was this?
Okay, 3.
Do you remember?
I'm trying to remember who was in 3.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, I believe it was an open seat.
It was an open seat. Well, and I asked that because initially I thought Frank Reddick was going to be the guy for the seat. That was kind of the buzz when
But you know what? Gwen Myers came out about 2 years ago and
She
said
did.
she was going to run for this seat. She was the first one who put her hat in the race.
And she did it right here on In Touch.
Really?
Yes, she
okay.
did.
Okay. She was very determined to have that seat. She had worked for the county for so many years.
Yes.
And she knew that once she retired, that was kind of her dream to run for county commission.
She came on to, if my memory serves me correctly, she was on Dale Green's show and she made that announcement.
You know, Hickenbotham might have been in that seat. I'm not, and decided not to run again.
Yeah.
Possibly.
So that became a runoff, and
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's
it just came to me.
It hit you.
That is Les Miller's seat.
That's it.
How
That's
could we
it.
forget
How
that?
could we forget that?
That is Les Miller's seat.
My
He is
frat brother.
retiring.
Yes, he is retiring. Yes.
And that's why the seat was open.
Yeah, and that's why it was like, well, it wasn't made for anybody, but a lot of people thought that Frank Riddick would have a good chance because his city council district is a part of that councilman's, commissioner's district. They kind of overlap.
I think why Gwen Myers was able to pull this out is because she started early and she was consistent.
Well, but she was also she was stronger than Frank, quite frankly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she was.
No pun intended.
No pun intended. Yeah.
Yes, she's qualified.
Yeah, and he is too.
Yes,
but
yes.
she was just stronger.
Because she had 25 years of experience actually working for the county.
Yes.
So she understands all the departments, the inner workings.
And when you go back and look, I'm looking at the candidate. She was the strongest candidate.
Okay.
And so that's why she won.
She's also a native Tampanian, so she had a lot of folks that she knew.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that didn't hurt. She grew up in the area. She was always active. She was active in the community, so she was well known and admired.
Mm-hmm.
So all those things came together to make her the new county commissioner for District 3.
Congratulations, Gwen. Yeah, right.
Congratulations to Gwen Myers.
And who did she beat out?
There was a Republican that did run against her in the general election.
Right.
Didn't give her too much competition.
Right.
The race here was in the primary.
Okay.
That when she pulled that out, she was golden. All right, let's look at. Just so you all know, I am looking at the the supervisor election website for Hillsborough County, Florida. If you want to see any of the races.
We miss? Did you miss somebody? I think you missed somebody. Who are you skipping over?
Wait a minute, we're not done yet.
Okay.
Hold on.
All right.
Now, one race that I do want to talk about, since we're on the county commission, is the race between Pat Kemp and Sandy Merman.
Ooh, that was contentious.
That was a very contentious race because, as some of you may or may not know, but Pat Kemp has made her name on really being a thorn in the side for developers. Pat Kemp. She has made them pay what is called impact fees, which they hate.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? They want to build and go. They don't care about roads, schools, and bridges. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And however, if they do not pay those fees, then it falls on the county or it doesn't get done.
Wow.
And when these developers come in and throw 20,000 homes in there, we need roads.
We need roads.
We need the roads expanded, or we need some kind of public transportation to get these people around.
So Pat Kemp is a Democrat.
She is a Democrat.
Sandy Merman
is the Republican in the race. Now, Merman is still sitting in County Commission District 1 seat, and she ran against Pat Kemp so she could stay on the board because Merman was terming out.
Merman termed, right.
Okay,
wow.
So she ran against Pat Kemp and was unsuccessful.
So
Merman is off the board now.
She's off the board, but she was recommended by Les Miller.
Les Miller.
Tell me what happened.
Endorsed the Republican Sandy Merman.
What's up?
Okay, the reason why is because Pat Kemp and Les Merman, Pat Kent and Les Miller had some animosity between the two, and then there was a personal thing.
It was a personal thing.
He felt that Pat Kemp did not show him the respect that he deserved.
Oh.
And came out against him on certain issues.
Oh.
And
okay.
They disagreed on.
So that's the assumption that we have.
Yes.
Yes.
It was more of a Les and Pat thing as opposed to a political thing. Because believe it or not, sometimes you sit on these local boards,
Right.
and a Republican and a Democrat might see the same, be on the same side
Yeah.
on certain issues. They may not want the Walmart in coming in or whatever.
Okay.
They may not, so certain issues come up, and yeah. So unfortunately, because of that relationship, Les Miller went against Pat Kemp.
Wow.
Went with Merman. I personally didn't like Merman because she's a Trumper. She is part of the Confederate Four. She voted to keep the Confederate statue in front of the courthouse. Did not like that.
Okay.
A lot of black folks didn't like that.
Absolutely.
Okay, and her good friend flies a big Confederate flag over the highway. A lot of black folks don't like him, Mr. McAllister.
Every time I see that flag,
she voted for him to be on the Hillsborough County Diversity Board. So Pat Kemp
hold up.
Merman. Merman voted
for the guy
David McAllister.
The guy that flies the big flag.
Yes.
To be on the diversity board.
Yes.
See, those are the kinds of things that absolutely makes no sense. It's like how Donald Trump put the guy that is against environmental protection over the Environmental Protection Board.
I know. He was all about tearing down.
Oh my God. Man, we better hurry up. We better wake up.
So the good news is that people didn't want Sandy Merman to take over Pat Kemp's seat. Pat Kemp is a fighter, and we need her on there to fight for affordable housing.
Absolutely.
We need her on there to fight for transportation.
Absolutely.
And to fight against the developers.
And to fight for black businesses to be a part of some of this money that's being spent in Hillsborough County.
Yeah, that's another issue.
Yeah, we need that, Pat.
So here's the good news.
Pat.
We have
Pat.
All right.
Okay.
There was some negativity going on, that Pat Kemp isn't seen in the black community as much as she should be. But I kind of feel the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Pat.
Okay? She fights for the issues that's important to black people.
Pat. Okay.
And also she's an environmentalist. So
Well,
we want clean air and water too.
We want clean air and water, and so the impact fees, even though it's always a pain, but we need to be able to pay for the bridges and
the roads
and the air
and
quality
libraries
and all
and
that
schools.
Stuff. Yeah. We got to do that.
We got to do that.
But we also have to. Pat Kemp has to recognize that it was the black vote. It was a big part of her winning her seat.
Yes.
And
yes. So she just needs to pay a little more attention. I think she needs to show up a little bit more.
Pat.
But she's usually fighting. She's fighting.
Pat.
If Pat is not showing up, she's somewhere giving somebody hell. So
I get it.
I love her.
I get it. But this is my Pat. I'm calling you out, Pat.
Pat.
Okay.
But Pat did come to Tampa Bay politics.
Well, she did. Thank you.
She
Pat.
did.
We appreciate that.
She's been here.
Yeah.
Yes.
But we need, now that you're in the seat.
Yeah, show up a little bit more. Show the black community a little
more
love. That's the only thing I would ask of Pat Kemp.
More love.
More love, because she is doing the right things.
Yes, she is.
Okay, we don't ever have to worry about Pat Kemp. She's fighting for the right issues. So what does that leave us with now on the county commission? We got seat number 1 is Harry Cohen. There's a Democrat there. We got in seat number 3, we got Gwen Myers. There's a Democrat there.
Very good.
We also have Kim Overman, and we have Mariella Smith.
Wow.
And we have Pat Kemp. So the only 2 Republicans left are Ken Hagan and Stacey White.
Wow. Well, listen, if you're in Hillsborough County, it's a blue county.
It is a blue county, and that board
and
now
you should
reflects
be able to
that.
win. It does, doesn't it? Hallelujah.
Now, I want to tell you something about that guy, Stacey White. He'll be up for a re-election next time, along with Ken Hagan, 2022. Stacey White is the one who started the lawsuit so we could not get the transportation dollars that we voted for.
Oh, Stacey White. Oh, so you're the guy. Oh,
He's in that South County area, Riverview, Waimama, all up
he
there.
is.
It's still very red, but that's the next one we need to think
We
about.
got to get that.
Yeah, he's not for the people.
Well, I'd like to see just how those votes play out in over there.
So keep your eye on that race. Stacey White is coming up for election in 2022.
In 2022, and by 2022, we could have.
We could do a Stacey Abrams.
Yeah, exactly. You thinking? Yeah, that's
We
it.
need to do a Stacey Abrams.
We need to do a Stacey Abrams.
And she what she did was she got 800,000 people registered to vote.
Mm-hmm. She did. And so my thought is that with all the gentrification going on, pushing people into that area by 2022, we could have some numbers out there.
We could.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And, black people can swing races.
No, they are swinging races.
They can. Yes, they can.
Yes.
So it's not always that it's going to win or lose, but they can swing it one way or the other, right?
Absolutely.
So black folks if they get out there, if they're educated, and you tell black people how to vote and who to vote for, they can swing races, and that's what Stacey Abrams has proven to us.
She has.
Okay.
Stacey, we need you to do it just.
And there's
one
there's
more
a narrative out there in the ether that the Democratic Party isn't for black people, and I want to tell you something. Black people are the heart and the soul of the Democratic Party. We are really the worker bees.
Without a doubt.
Okay?
Yeah.
We are really the people who make a difference in the Democratic Party.
And just so you know, and I don't know if you heard it or not, but Georgia has decided to recount the votes.
Yes.
By hand.
What?
Did you hear what I said? Prior to me coming in here today, Georgia had decided to recount the 5 million votes by hand.
Well, I tell you what, it's not going to make a difference.
No, it's not. But
it may take a long time, but I can almost guarantee you that they're not going to find an extra 12,000 votes for Trump.
Well, the sleight of hand. Mm-hmm. You heard of that, right?
It doesn't really matter because, either way, we have a new president-elect. His name is Joseph Biden.
Thank you.
And that he has more than enough votes without Georgia.
Without Georgia.
Without Georgia, so we're good. But, Trump just can't stand the thought of losing Georgia. Which is the dirty, dirty South.
Well, and
it's been red for
forever.
Generations.
Now, Trump did just win a state.
Which one is that? Alaska?
Alaska. They announced
we don't
Alaska.
need him either. We don't need that either.
3 votes.
We don't need that.
I think he's up to 217. He's catching up. What? He's catching up?
I mean, the man is a sore loser. That's all right. That's all right. We know who's going to be there on Inauguration Day. That would be Joseph Biden and Miss Harris.
Kamala Harris. We're
the Divine Nine is just in heaven right now.
Yeah. Being a member of Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity, and my daughter is a member of AKA.
Oh my gosh, you can't touch an AKA right now.
She walking around on cloud 29. And so she's happy, and we're excited. Let me just tell you about my family. I have 3 daughters, and the requirement, and a deceased son, but the requirement in our household was you must go to an HBCU.
Oh, how wonderful!
So my oldest girl went to North Carolina A&T, and my other 2 daughters went to FAMU. So I'm happy and proud to, as a father, to talk about the
Hillsborough. Historically black colleges and universities.
Yes, they matter.
A treasure in our country.
Yeah, of good treasure. Now, Donald Trump did give HBCUs money. Yeah,
but I'm not sure the money ever got to them.
Well,
okay.
He's guaranteeing it for the next 10 years. Did you? We need to investigate it.
Yeah, because there was something funny about that. They didn't get the money, or something happened. Something happened. But it was a great photo op.
It was a good photo op. Now, we do know that he talked about destroying diversity.
Destroying it?
Well, not teaching diversity in our
Oh, I see what you're saying. In the workplace.
in the workplace.
Yes, yes. Well, he doesn't really believe there's such a thing as systemic racism.
Yeah. No,
He doesn't believe in
He
that.
doesn't believe in that.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it's there, and especially in the workplace.
Yeah,
We got some serious issues still.
without a doubt.
And we need affirmative action in things like the police force, the fire department. Yes, the only way to make sure that you have diversity is to have quotas. Quotas work.
They work.
They do work.
Yeah.
They
work.
hate them, but that's how you stop nepotism. So you don't have the cousin, the uncle, the father all on the job together. You know, because people do hire people they like, people they know. That's how it is. It's human nature. So unless you have quotas, that's the only way to break it up.
It is. It is.
And they fight us tooth and nail against affirmative action, but we need it.
Yeah. Without it, we would not be where we are right now.
Absolutely. Yeah, because I went to college on an affirmative action program. I got part of my scholarship was due to that. They specifically made it for minority students to perform and succeed.
Right. And prior to affirmative action, getting a job and or any kind of upward mobility out in the world was extremely difficult for black folks. So
yes, my mother came up in a time where they found out you were black or even was related to a black person or mixed with black, you were dismissed immediately.
It was difficult. It really was. Yeah.
Well, just bringing up the rear here.
Bring up the rear.
We had some judicial seats.
Okay.
In Circuit Judge 13 Judicial Circuit Group 31. That's a mouthful. We had Gary Dahlgren was running against Greg Green.
Hey, Greg Green pulled it out.
And Greg Green, after his second run, he had very nice campaign manager, Janae Murphy, African American.
Yes. Janae, we hope you get better. You feel better.
Yes. Wanted her here today, but I know she's suffering with
an illness.
Not an illness. And so we had Gary Dahlgren and Greg Green, but Green was the winner there. We have a new female judge.
Who is that?
Circuit Judge 13th Judicial District Group 39. Wendy Joy DePaul actually unseated Stephen Scott Stevens.
Wow. And
yes, he was an incumbent judge.
Which are you up here?
Yep.
Okay.
And she actually did pull that out, Miss Wendy Joy DePaul. Yes, ma'am. Oh. Yeah, 3 minutes to the end of the show. So we're going to run on through these.
What?
And then we had in a county court judge group 7, we had Nancy Jacobs, Monique Scott, Rick Silverman, and Bill Yanger. That was his second attempt at judgeship. And we had a runoff in that race.
And against Bill Yanger and who? Monique Scott?
Monique Scott, both attorneys.
Okay, and Bill was the favorite in that race, wasn't he?
I thought so, but I want to tell you, if there's a woman on the ballot,
forget it.
There's something I think is called a pink wave. I think people kind of lean towards the ladies.
So Monique Scott pulled it out.
Monique Scott pulled it out.
Hey, congratulations, Monique Scott.
Monique Scott is our new county judge.
Okay, now is she African American?
She is Colombian.
Colombian, okay.
Born in Colombia, she is an immigrant.
Wow.
Has a very unique story.
Okay.
And didn't come from much. Well, I should say that lower income.
Started from the bottom. Now you're here.
And pulled herself up by her bootstraps. Okay. Went to college, and then went to law school.
Cool.
Was a teacher, and then worked for the state attorney. Then she went over to the state attorney's office. So she's got a diverse background.
Now, what's this race you're looking at right there? That's
okay. Let's talk about school board real quick because we had a very contentious school board race in District 3.
Wow.
We had Alexandra Gilmore, Leo Haggerty, Jennifer Hill, Mitch Thrower, Jessica Vaughn, and a guy named Rick Warner.
And
now we know that that was a runoff, and that was between Mitch Thrower and Jessica Vaughn. And Jessica Vaughn pulled it out. It was Republican against Democrat in that race.
Okay, very good.
Now, here was a contentious one. School board member, District 5. That was Elvis Piggott, Tammy Schamberger, incumbent, Selena Ward, Henry Shake Washington.
Shake.
Tammy Schamberger and Henry Shake Washington went to a runoff.
They did.
Henry Shake, I believe, had a lady named Miss Patty working for him, Michelle Patty.
Okay.
And she made it a pretty scorched earth race.
Wow. I'm saddened by that race. I really am. I am so.
And Tammy was unseated.
Yeah, I'm saddened by that. When we have, for me, when we have a good young people that are already seated, it just makes absolutely no sense to unseat them. I think we'd have to think about expanding our base versus keeping it the same. Now, let me ask you this. You may know. Did the school board expand any in terms of black representation?
It did not.
It remained the same.
There's really one seat that's represented by black people.
And okay. So it, to me,
we had some changes in that there was an open Nadia Combs knocked out Kona. Okay, so she's a new school board member, and but Lynn Gray is retained.
Okay.
She was in a runoff with Sally Harris, who's an anti-vaxxer. We don't really want someone who doesn't believe in vaccines on the school board.
Okay.
Not a good idea. She had been on the school board before, tried to get back on there, but Lynn Gray was able to keep that seat.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hey, listen, politics is a tough game. It's a game that requires a lot of money, and it also requires a really good team. And
well, I do want to say we did have some African Americans who did show up. Jeffrey Johnson and Alexandra Gilmore ran for the first time, so keep your eyes on those young people.
Right. All right. Well, as we echo our way out of here. As we echo our way out.
See you next time.
Thank you, Angela, for having me here. I appreciate it.
All right.
Peace.